Hello to all crypto traders and welcome to another Elliott Waves on Cryptos video. Today we're going to have a quick look on, as I promised, always going to have at least two videos on BTC. So one is going to be the BTC and the second one is going to be what has been voted by the community, which is, of course, there is always a poll before each video that I'm going to put out, and I am putting out like a couple of days before the video itself, and the community votes. So that is, and with the latest, of course, numbers coming in, surprisingly, MATIC, because it, surprisingly, I mean, because it actually surpassed the Ethereum over the past few hours. So I cannot really say it's no to the community. That is going to be the two crypto assets that we're going to analyze today. Now, as you well know, okay, the markets have been a little bit trading on the sideways, okay, or sideways, if you may, which means volatility could be like increasing slowly, right? Because volatility, most of the people think the volatility is not actually high when the when markets are sideways. No, this is not actually correct. Volatility can be very high, even higher than breakouts when the markets are bouncing between levels. Now, you do know that sideways, and we've been expecting and we still expect BTC to be the leading indicator for all the other altcoins, or I would say probably for most of the other altcoins, certainly in my opinion for MATIC. So let's go into the charts, have a quick look, and as always, do not forget, none of this is considered to be investment advice. It's purely educational, and I'm just here providing my opinion based on my skills in technical analysis and particularly Elliott waves. So let's go to the charts, guys, see what we have for BTC and also for MATIC. Okay, so we are back on the charts, and let me just turn this quickly to BTC. There were, last time we did BTC, okay, so we're just coming into pretty much to update on what's really happened since last time, right? Not much changed. The markets moved exactly as we expected. However, and due to the structure that I'm seeing currently over here, which looks corrective, but we're going to go closer as well to look at the alternative, I think we're going to get another move to the upside, okay, to complete this triangle. That's going to be exactly at the cluster of the ascending trend line of the triangle and the the ascending trend line of the channel, yeah, which is the base channel. That is going to be an amazing rejection point to consider downside moves, okay? Now, why do I think that's going to happen? As I said, is because of this. The other thing is that you might say, why not over here? And our triangle is done, you know? I mean, we're just going to like move lower. Guys, look at this triangle. If you connect all the lows, the lower lows and the higher highs, and look and look at the one I'm going to show you. So you can see that A, B, C, D, E, indeed, and we had an overthrow in wave V, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that might be wave 2, which is the alternative, indeed, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, and we'll move lower down. Okay, it is the alternative. However, I do not like that structure to be a symmetrical triangle, because this is what we're looking at. This is what we are tracking here, a symmetrical triangle. That doesn't really look symmetrical. You know what looks symmetrical? This one looks symmetrical. Okay, this triangle, this triangle looks symmetrical, guys. Okay, actually its shape, let's just go back here, okay? Its shape is much better than the one we just saw before. Like, you know, the angles have to be similar. Otherwise, if they're not, you're going to get either an ascending or descending triangle, which means one of the lines is going to be horizontal, and we don't see that. Which means what, guys? It doesn't mean anything. It just means that this A and B is part of a simple zigzag with a truncated wave C. That's what we currently see, okay? All we care about is where wave C ended okay? And as long as it's 61.8 of A, we are in a truncated zigzag, okay? Wave B did some like 90% or so, whatever, it doesn't matter. But if this is a leading diagonal and W, X, and Y over here, if we go closer, we see it 1, 2, 3, 4, an ABC over here, then we're good, okay? And that's not a flat, by the way. It cannot be a flat because, well, we need, what is it? We need 90% of this, which I don't think actually we get. Yeah, I think that was a mistake to say. I think we're less than that. Yeah, we see we lost it, so about 85. That's why it's not a flat. Either case, that's our wave A, because any wave of a triangle can be a correction, any correction, okay? Now, of course, there is another scenario here on the triangle. That is my triangle A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. This is a 9-wave triangle, guys, okay? And yes, they do exist, but it's not currently what we're tracking. Either way, I need to see that trend line breaking, okay? You might say, well, this one broke, that's my valid triangle. Well, as I said, I just don't like this for a symmetrical triangle, okay? I could be wrong. I still don't like it. It might turn out to be the case. Now, here's another thing, okay, guys? If you recall from last time, we talked about this being a triangle and this being the end of wave 3 up here, right? Oh, sorry, 5. And we were looking at 1, 2, 3, was it 3, 4? No, actually it was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for A. And then we were looking at B, and then we're gonna look at C. Well, that's the thing over here, that if we get an ABC, okay, most likely we're going to move higher up, which means that, you know, this triangle, it didn't really get into wave B as much as it should, okay? Obviously it's a triangle, but guys, if you look at this correction, I mean, we didn't even do the 38.2, okay? So it's more likely to me, at least, that this is a wave 4 rather than a wave B or or a wave X for this matter, okay? That is the reason. We talked about these different scenarios last week as well. The only thing I don't really like about the particular scenario that I support as a main scenario, which is this 3 and 4 and 5, is that wave C of this A, B, and C expanding flat is going to be quite extended. But it happens and it can happen, okay? Now, what I noticed though, and this is the measured moves that I really look at to identify, to actually favor particular scenarios over others. If we look at the Fibonacci extension of waves 1 and 2, we went to around the 2.272 Fibonacci expansion of waves 1 and 2 here to end wave 3, okay? What this means, that because usually when we measure 1, 2 and we get 3, the 5, you know, if 3 is extended, the 5 usually is 0.618 above 3. Okay, now if we add pretty much 618 to 2.272, we come around, well, the 300 Fibonacci. And look at this 300 Fibonacci, guys. This 300 Fibonacci is exactly at 23.33, okay? It's exactly at where the 34 Fibonacci retracement of the larger move is. And then you might say, what is the 34 Fibonacci retracement? Well, if you've been watching my video, last time we talked about the wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we talked about the length of these corrections, right? And this one, apparently, that's 34. Well, this one was like 66%, okay? So our 34% over here, guys, means that we have 100 retracement for both these waves 2 and 4 in this move. So we expect wave 5 to move higher. That's one thing, okay? So you've got the 300 Fibonacci expansion, that makes very good sense, okay? Because we measure 1 and 2 to get 3 and 5 and 4 sometimes. It is the 34 Fibonacci retracement of the leg to the upside, and hold it. When triangles break, guys, how we measure, how we project where prices are going to go is by taking the triangular open range and put it exactly at wave E, okay? Or actually where the breakout is seen, okay? If we assume the breakout is going to be seen over here, we're gonna get another one and another one, right? Look at this, guys. That comes exactly at that level as well. So you might say coincidence. Well, guys, let me tell you this. When you get many things coinciding in the markets, then this is making a cluster. And these clusters are levels of very high activity, at least expected to be. So should we continue in that manner, I will be expecting the 23.5 or so to be the bottom. Okay, that means my wave 4 is going to be here, and that's an expanding flat. If obviously we get that as a 5, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can get A, and then we can get B, and then we can get C, right? Or it could be a case where this is ABC, that's W, we're gonna get X, this is like A, and that's some sort of B over here, you know, A and the triangle in B, A, B, C, D, E, you know, and we're gonna move higher up, which means it's gonna be a triangle B, and a C, okay? And we're gonna start looking in this case, you know, a good retracement level, perhaps the 50, 38, 61, or any of those. Well, for an ABC, usually, you know, if we already done that, well, a 50 might work actually here, or perhaps the 61.8. But if it's a W, X, and Y, then we should be looking for the 78.6, the 88.6, and, you know, levels that go higher. So this is the only change I see, and this is how my main scenario, my alternative scenarios also stand at this moment. Okay, so don't be surprised if you see another leg going up. And don't forget, triangles can be 9 waves, or even 7 to be fair. Now, that's for that. Okay, let's go on MATIC now. MATIC, guys, it's been a while since we've had a look at MATIC. Okay, I'm not going to go back out and zoom out. It's just that we're moving impulsively up. We've done wave 3. I was expecting wave 4 to be done here because we had this rejection over here, but we also talked about the potential scenario of that moving lower down. I wasn't expecting that move, I'll be honest, because we have to be honest. I was expecting that to be an ABC and then continue all the way up. But with the current structure, guys, and purely because, first of all, we missed wave A over here. Not to miss, we missed the base trend line at the bottom channel, at the channel. Because of this, and because of wave B having done more than 90% of wave A, I tend towards that being, and it looking quite clear as well, a flat pattern. Okay, and I'll be honest, I think it's going to turn into a running flat. Okay, and running flat, guys, the 78, so let's do the 23.6. You see, around the $1. That's what I'm thinking. We just need to see where this wave is going to end. For now, and let me go a little bit closer, and then we're going to look, of course, at an alternative scenario as well. For now, I'm looking at this particular move down here, okay? And how am I looking at this? That's wave 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is my 1 internal. 2, 3, 4, and 5 internal. That will be 3. Then we'll get 4, and then we'll get 5. So it could indeed be running flat, but perhaps, don't forget, perhaps in this case, guys, we're going to go down lower, near the previous low. But don't forget, our wave 5 can be literally like nothing. Can be literally just a new low before below wave 3 if we don't get a triangle. And to me, it doesn't look like we're going to get a triangle in this particular scenario. Okay, you might ask why. Well, it's because this structure is a W, X, and Y, right? So I expect wave 4 to be sharp and shallow. Okay, because, well, shallow, no, maybe it will be deep, but I don't expect that because wave 2 is probably what? Anywhere between 38 to 50. Let's have a look. You see, okay, that's the 50, maybe closer to the 61, yeah? 61 to 50. So if we get wave 3, it's going to have to be anywhere between 38.2 and 50, okay? So it's going to be shallow, however, and sharp. However, it's not going to elongate as this one. That's what I'm looking as my main scenario. Okay, so the $1 dollar, perhaps, guys, is going to come back in. And in this case, though, we're going to have a very nice correction in wave 4. Okay, just to be sure that we all understand what this is going to mean. Obviously, it will depend on what's happening with Bitcoin as well. So we need to look at these scenarios somehow collectively in order to, to understand what we can expect in the altcoins as well. Okay, doesn't mean that everything follows Bitcoin, but sentiment at least is going to be leading. The Bitcoin sentiment is going to be leading the markets. Okay, the other scenario, of course, would be that this is an expanded flat. We're going to go much lower to perhaps, the previous low as well. Let's have a quick look. Where would this actually, that will have to be the 0. Yeah, and the 0 would take us down to 33 cents. Okay, do you like that? No, obviously I don't either, but if it goes there, I'll certainly buy. This is though the previous wave 4, and usually, if you know early waves 4 making very good double bottoms. These guys though would probably reflect a Bitcoin drop below the 23K that we're looking currently, right? Which means that wouldn't be an expanding flat in Bitcoin. It would probably be an ABC, okay? Which means we're going to get the A, we're going to get B, then we're going to set the C much lower down. Maybe the timing doesn't really reflect to this current move, to be fair. But in either case, I will be expecting a much lower prices on Bitcoin in order to get an expanding flat for MATIC as well. You do know, of course, that we talked about this particular scenario. We ended down here. This is 1. We're going to get 2, and then we're going to get 3, 4, and 5 to continue higher. That is going to be only the case if Bitcoin continues higher as well. But the truth is that maybe even if it doesn't continue higher, what if we get ABC? What if we get ABC? We go again just above the previous high, and we'll do 95% or so, and then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is also very possible. Okay, but I am confident that at least for now, because we've got the 90% correction, a flat is very likely, guys. Okay. Now, you might say, well, dude, you're all telling us about downside move today. Well, might be right. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's connect those two, and let's connect that. Okay, I want to stay above, first of all, below, if we stay below 199 and then obviously below this descending channel, I am bearish, and you should be too. Okay, if we break above that, then things are going to change. Okay, it could be a case where that's the A, that's the B, we're going to get the C. So then again, we're looking at the previous high to consider whether we're going to be bearish or not. And then after this, we'll look at a bit further upside, the 38.2 of this move, in order to consider an irregular flat scenario in play. Okay, because these as well, these scenarios always are to be included. And now that reminds me, going to BTC, guys, we don't necessarily need to stay above, if we break above that, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be bullish, right? Forget about that. But what we can do is connect over here our waves 1 and 2 with our base channel beginning, right? And then look at that. In case we're going to break higher, I don't want to see this trend line breaking. In case we break that, then I'm going to turn neutral. Right now I'm bearish. I'm going to get neutral. I'm talking medium term, right? If we break above that level, I'm going to be biased to the upside, but again, neutral. Only if we break back above this median regression channel, I'm going to start becoming more biased to the upside. And as we break that, more upside. And once we break that, then I'm going to be bullish. Okay. I know it is too much, many opportunities, many scenarios in play, but this is how the markets move, guys. And we really have to adjust to the market dynamics. So as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you have any questions, go on the YouTube community section, on the comment section, leave your comment. I will get back to you as soon as I can. If you have any technical analysis, please back it up. I am not going to respond to comments that make nonsense. As always, don't forget, you can subscribe, turn your notifications on, and also participate in the vote. So cheerio, and we'll speak again shortly, guys.